This is James Walker, and I'm going to present my ePortfolio. I used the platform Weebly. I organized 4 general categories. Apart from the homepage, we have artifacts, my resume, an about section, and a personal note. I'm going to go through the other 3 sections, and then we'll get to the artifacts, which is the meat of the portfolio. So the next page after is the resume. I thought it was important to include a resume on any portfolio, especially if it's one that we could transfer to a potential job application setting or one we could keep up. I did remove some personal contact information from the resume before I posted it. The About section just talks briefly about me as an educator and as a person. First describing my experience working in 3 school boards in Quebec, and then talking a bit about what got me into teaching and my life outside of the classroom. And as a personal note, I wanted to thank a few of the people who helped me along the way, my Group F, Isa and Josie, who worked with me in EDLM 501 Assignment 3. They were great teammates, and I've learned a lot from the people involved. On to the artifacts. So I tried to structure the artifacts in a way to tell a story of leadership and my approach to learning leadership through Royal Roads University. If you take the time to read my site, I explain that here, and then I give a little bit more detail into each picture than I'm going to provide you due to time constraints, but you can understand why each picture was there. So let's begin by going through the pictures. I put my name up. It symbolizes the journey that I'm about to begin on, both as a manager in a school and in starting my master's, and it's really a source of both the fear of the unknown coming up and pride, but it's just something that symbolizes the start of this journey in education. This picture was included because it represents Vail's concept of lifelong learner and entering into permanent whitewater. I like to try and connect my reading to my life experience, whether it be in the classroom or not, and as this is one of my techniques to learn. And the idea of having children and being thrust into this unknown without the opportunity to develop expertise resonated with me when I read Vail. And also it's something that has inspired me to take the approach I do with parenting to my workplace. I posted 2 pictures of white water, one with gray clouds and one with blue, and it's just it's a framework for approaching the modern workplace. And if we can get behind the idea that we'll be existing in this semi-chaotic, ever-changing environment and we embrace it, then we'll experience the blue skies, and it will be a much more pleasant ride or journey. Next up, in our development of leadership, once we start to think about the basic framework for approaching the situation, is we need to, I put this picture because it represents reflecting and the reflecting at every turn that we did at Royal Roads, whether it be a data audit, which is a reflecting on our program, or whether it be reflecting on ourselves as leaders and learners, or even how we worked in a group. We are constantly asked to partake in this, and so this I put as the basis for a journey of leadership. Once you learn how to reflect, you need to start learning about yourself. So to me, the one that resonated most with me was the MBTI. I scored as an ENTJ, and this category, what resonated the most with me is I fit this definition so closely in the group work that happened with Group F. So I put it number 1. I put this because we need to learn how to work with other people, knowing our personality type, so understanding our strengths and weaknesses. I found this to be quite illuminating and helped me change my approach slightly for working in the second project. Our learning profile our teaching profile, and our leadership profile also resonated with me. The results were close to what I expected, but and they helped create a kind of global vision of myself. As with any type of reflection, it is important to get the tools to reflect, and felt like 525 gave us a good framework for reflecting effectively. So the concept of here, what, now, what, so what stuck with me. How to demonstrate evidence in reflection, information, actions, and experience. And these post-its were up and a basis of my approach to those assignments. And the general idea is that I was able to get a holistic view of myself, one that I'd never really taken the time to examine, and able to answer the questions in this picture. And putting it all together, these two assignments were the synthesis of all these tools and measurement instruments. So I put the blank photo up because once we know ourselves, we can start getting to work on things. And the blank is because we haven't quite yet learned to work as a team, which is coming up next. The first assignment that really struck home about teamwork was the dialectics approach to situations, and I like to apply a framework to everything. It's my learner preference, or my preference, and so the framework I came up with was trying to reframe things as positives, and the assignment really spoke to me about this. So I included notes from my presentation and scenes from the 2 videos that I created. As we learn to work together, we need to develop trust and be appreciative of people. And these values spoke a lot to me. So this was my choice of rock at the end of the session in Victoria. Importantly was, once these things start to get in place, we can work with people through dualisms. We have trust established. You can really start to get quality work. This activity we did in class, took a picture of it because everyone at the table had interesting things to say and had an opportunity to do it. People had started to take leadership roles, but also know when to take a step back. And this activity was really symbolic of that. Same thing with the systems game. And it was later on, and people had begun to learn their role. Our group had a lot of strong personalities, Group F. We had a lot of really caring people. And what was nice is, as we went through the 2-week session, people started to learn when they could take a step forward and when they had to take a step back. And we each took turns leading and having our opinion be heard, and taking turns soliciting opinions of others. This activity really spoke to me because we had come full circle and through the different stages of storming and norming of team development. And I felt like every assignment we did there on in would have been we would have been greater than the sum of our parts. I included the game to show I feel like it's symbolic of the progress we made, although, we didn't quite get everyone on board. We did a much better job of working together as a team to advance. And one of the team members brought up keeping us on task in terms of time, and we did a much better job of balancing all the different things at play. This picture was included. It really spoke to me because we all had a similar approach to leadership, and it was building relationships. And but we all had a different view of it. And the advantage of this picture is it really shows how we can all work towards the same common goal. I'm beginning to run out of time on the 10 minutes, so I'd like to talk to you quickly about these 2 assignments by Marilyn, and it's really putting into practice this reflection in our workplace. And the net of all this is true leadership, being a leader, and we produce something quality in the process.